Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, it's Phathead, and we've got a decent day today. We'll be about 45, 46, and sunshine. Tomorrow we start that way. We could get close to 48 to 50 for tomorrow and then for Saturday, but it looks like the rains will come tomorrow afternoon and then kind of flow through Saturday. Looks like it could be a big washout on Saturday with the rain, so we'll see. But again, the temperatures will be up, so no snow this weekend. Looks like we will be all rain for when it is going to rain. All right, plenty more to do. I found this. I thought it was interesting. A Reddit question that was going viral. A lot of responses. Things that are now not socially acceptable anymore, but in the 90s were. And, of course, you could translate this to the 80s as well, which is really when I was a teenager, mostly in the 80s. But then the question is, what was acceptable in the 90s, not so much anymore? Showing up at someone's house unannounced to hang out. Could you imagine? I mean, that would be a great TikTok to film, to just randomly show up at friends' houses, no notice, and just film their reaction when you knock on the door. Another one, not being reachable at all times. If somebody wasn't home, yeah, you just had to wait. I'm sorry. If you called and there was no answer, you were waiting. You leave something on the answering machine, right? Or you go knock on the door, no one's home. You go back to your house and you sit there and you wait until they're ready. That was the times it was. Leaving your kids in the car while going grocery shopping. I'm going to have to ask my parents about this one. Now, my sisters and I were older already in the 90s, but I'm curious back in the 70s and 80s if that was a thing, leaving your kids in the car while you went into the grocery store. Obviously not appropriate, and of course, especially in the summertime, in the heat, you are not leaving anything in the car. Got it? Got it. That's a public service announcement. Smoking in a restaurant, of course, back in the day, they had some smoking sections. Sometimes they did not have smoking sections way back in the day. Even Burger King and, fast food places, they had smoking sections. I'm sure a lot of people out there remember going to the clubs before the smoking laws took effect. And you go to, when I was down at Party 105, my first radio job, 98, 99, 2000, before the smoking laws kicked in, man, you would leave the clubs just stinking like smoke, every place you went. Things that were acceptable back in the day, not today. Babysitting at age 10, multiple kids at once, and one of them could be a newborn. Yeah, that was pretty much the way it went. If you were like 10 or above, that's it. You're ready. You're ready to babysit. Making plans with someone multiple days in advance and then not talking to them about it again. Just showing up. No confirmation. Yeah, people used to do that. That's right. Crazy days. You make plans with someone. Here's where we're going to meet up. Here's what we're doing. And there's no confirmation, nothing. You just show up, and guess what? They would be there. Incredible, right? Here's another one, having no idea where your kids were. Remember the public service announcements? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? That was a big deal back in the day. And I remember, and we've spoken about this before, just being a kid back then in the summertime, I would leave my house at, 8, 9, 10 in the morning, get on my bike, grab my stickball bat, have a couple of bucks in your pocket, have your baseball glove, and just roll out, go meet your friends, go hang out. I mean, I was in Rockaway, so go down to the beach or go to the schoolyard, played a lot of stickball, go to the store down on 129th Street, go get, some soda and a sandwich, and then go to the schoolyard and play ball and stuff. Yeah, and your parents had no clue. You just left and you came back when it was dark. And last one on this Reddit post about things that were acceptable back in the 90s, not so much anymore. Mooning people. It was a common prank back in the day. That's right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, young people, people used to pull their pants down and show you their butt. That's basically, That was a prank. That was funny. That was considered funny back then. I never really went for that, but if somebody was to moon, it was just very cringy to me, all right? And I wasn't doing it, but it was a big thing back then. And today you might get arrested. That's possible. But mooning was a big deal back in the day. It's a scene in Grease, right? Come on, the movie Grease. There's a big scene where they're on the television show and the guys moon the camera. So there you go, if you needed any other proof. All right, we do have a story about some very intriguing bathrooms in Hong Kong. Let's go through this real quick. I want to do this now. A shopping mall near Hong Kong added a special treatment to the windows in their public bathroom stalls. And you can see these windows are like frosted glass. You can't see through. You can't see what's going on. But if somebody smokes a cigarette in the stall, they open up. They become clear. So smoking in bathrooms is still very common in China, apparently. And so if you go in and you actually smoke in these special these bathroom stalls that have these windows, it will detect the smoke. The glass will go from frosted to clear. People could see everything going on in there, including you smoking. And a loud audio message gets broadcast saying, "This is a public space. Smoking is prohibited for the health of others. Please do not smoke." It's like a whole thing. And I guess it's been working. People are not doing it anymore. So maybe, I don't know if it's a big problem still here in public bathrooms. I have no idea, but maybe that is something to look at. I thought that was pretty unique. All right, we've got your Bald and the Beautiful Entertainment up at about 8:12. National Day's Good News Stories late 8 o'clock hour. We'll be sunny and 45 today. Tomorrow we start with sunshine. We're between 45 and 50, but it looks like the rain comes in tomorrow afternoon into Saturday. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.